Let me ask you something. Have you ever met a person who seems kind, polite, maybe even charming, yet after spending time with them, you feel uneasy or strangely tired? You can't explain it, but deep down, something feels off. That quiet discomfort is often your intuition trying to protect you. In today's episode, we'll talk about how to recognize red flags in people. The small but powerful signs that tell you when something isn't healthy. By listening to the end, you'll not only learn natural English expressions, but also discover how to protect your emotional energy, trust your instincts, and build stronger relationships. Many people ignore red flags because they don't want to seem rude or judgmental, but understanding them is an act of self-respect. It helps you stay confident, grounded, and free from unnecessary pain. Remember, spotting red flags isn't about judging others. It's about protecting your peace. And before we begin, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments what you're doing as you listen and where you're listening from. It's always incredible to see the global reach of my podcast. With love, let's dive in. Why does someone's energy matter so much? Think about this for a moment. After spending time with someone, do you feel light, calm, and happy? Or do you feel heavy, drained, and anxious? The way a person's energy affects you is a strong indicator of who they truly are. When you're around people who are genuine and kind, their energy lifts you up. You feel safe to be yourself. But when someone constantly complains, criticizes, or plays the victim, you start to feel exhausted. That's not an accident. Energy is contagious. You start absorbing their emotions, their stress, even their negativity. So pay attention to how you feel after conversations. Energized? That's a good sign. Drained? Step back and observe. Sometimes you don't need proof or explanation. Your body already knows when something isn't right. Protecting your peace means trusting those feelings, even when you can't explain them. The truth is, you don't owe everyone your time or emotional space. When someone's presence always leaves you tired, it's a signal to protect your boundaries and listen to your intuition. Energy never lies, even when words do. How can conflict reveal someone's true character? Every relationship, whether it's friendship, family, or love, will face conflict at some point. Disagreements are not the problem. It's how people handle them that reveals their true nature. A healthy person listens, stays calm, and admits when they're wrong. They care more about the connection than about being right. But someone with red flags will often turn small issues into big fights. They might twist your words, refuse to apologize, or make you feel guilty for even expressing your feelings. That's manipulation, not maturity. Notice how they respond when you say something uncomfortable. Do they try to understand your point of view? Or do they shut down, blame you, or make you feel crazy for bringing it up? Real communication is about growth and understanding, not control. If a person gets defensive every time you express your needs, they aren't ready for real connection. Conflict doesn't destroy relationships. Disrespect does. When someone can't handle a disagreement with grace, it's a sign they value their ego more than the relationship itself. Why is it important to watch how they treat strangers? Here's a simple but powerful truth. How someone treats people who can't benefit them tells you everything you need to know. Watch how they speak to waiters, cleaners, cashiers, or drivers. Are they polite, patient, and grateful? Or do they act superior, rude, or dismissive? Many people put on a kind face when they want something, but their true nature appears when they interact with strangers. A person who's only nice to you but cruel to others isn't truly kind. They're strategic. Eventually, the same disrespect they show to others will reach you too. Real kindness is consistent. It doesn't depend on who's watching or what someone can gain. You don't need to test anyone, just observe quietly. The truth always shows in small actions. So next time you're with someone new, look beyond the surface charm. Notice how they behave when there's nothing to gain. That's where their real character lives. What does manipulative language sound like? Words can heal or harm, and manipulators use them like tools. They might say things such as, "You're overreacting," "I was only joking," or "You're too sensitive." These phrases are designed to make you question your own feelings. This kind of language is called gaslighting. It slowly erodes your confidence until you start doubting yourself. When this happens, you might find yourself apologizing for things that aren't even your fault. The goal of manipulation is control. People who use these phrases want to win, not understand. Pay attention to patterns. One comment may be harmless, but repetition is the real warning sign. A caring person listens when you say something hurts. A manipulative one laughs, denies, or turns it back on you. The moment you start feeling confused by someone's words, pause. Step back. You deserve communication that brings clarity, not chaos. Healthy relationships make you feel seen, not small. How can you tell if someone is self-centered? We all talk about ourselves sometimes, and that's completely normal. But a self-centered person makes every conversation about them. You share a story, and they interrupt to share theirs. You talk about your feelings, and somehow the topic becomes their achievements or problems. Over time, this one-sided pattern leaves you feeling invisible. These people rarely ask how you're doing or listen deeply to your thoughts. They treat communication like a stage, not a connection. You'll notice that when you need support, they're suddenly too busy. But when they need attention, they expect you immediately. That imbalance is a huge red flag. Relationships are supposed to be a two-way street, not a one-person show. True connection grows when both people listen, care, and respond. So if you often feel unheard or emotionally empty after conversations, pay attention. You might be giving energy to someone who only knows how to take. Remember, you deserve to be part of a dialogue, not just an audience. Why do words and actions sometimes not match? This is one of the biggest and clearest red flags you'll ever notice. Someone's words sound perfect. They promise change, love, or honesty. But their behavior tells a different story. They say, "I'll be there." Yet they cancel last minute. They apologize, but nothing changes. They talk about trust, but hide things behind your back. This mismatch between words and actions is the true definition of inconsistency. It creates confusion because your mind believes their words, but your experiences show something else. When that happens, always believe the actions. Words are easy, but consistency is proof. People show you who they are through patterns, not promises. It may hurt to accept, but ignoring inconsistency only leads to disappointment later. Protect your peace by paying attention early. If someone's actions don't align with their words, that's not a mistake. It's a message. Believe what you see, not what you want to believe. Why is listening so powerful in understanding people? Listening is one of the most powerful skills you can develop. When you truly listen, not just to the words, but also to tone, rhythm, and pauses, you start noticing hidden truths. You hear what's not being said. For example, a person might say, "I'm fine," but their voice sounds cold or tired. That contrast reveals more than words ever could. Active listening helps you detect honesty, emotion, and even manipulation. When people lie or pretend, their tone often changes slightly. But when they're sincere, their voice feels calm and steady. Learning to listen deeply is like developing emotional radar. It helps you understand people better while improving your English comprehension. The next time you talk to someone, listen not to reply but to understand. You'll start to notice their true feelings, even when their words try to hide them. Listening isn't just hearing, it's reading the heart behind the sound. How do boundaries reveal people's intentions? Boundaries are healthy limits that protect your peace and emotional balance. When you say no, a respectful person understands. They may not always agree, but they honor your space. However, when someone gets angry or guilt trips you for setting limits, that's a major red flag. It means they only respect you when you're doing what they want. Boundaries test character. People who truly care about you want you to feel safe and comfortable. They don't push, pressure, or take advantage. Each time you set a boundary, watch their reaction closely. Do they listen and adapt, or do they argue and manipulate? That response reveals their true intentions faster than words ever could. Remember, boundaries aren't walls. They're doors that open to healthy relationships and close to toxic ones. You don't have to explain your limits to everyone. Those who value you will respect them naturally. The rest will simply remove themselves, and that's okay. Why do we ignore red flags even when we see them? Many people notice red flags early but choose to ignore them. Why? Because emotions can cloud our judgment. Sometimes we hope someone will change. Other times, we're afraid of being alone. We might tell ourselves, "It's not that bad," or "Everyone makes mistakes." But deep down, we know something feels wrong. The truth is, ignoring red flags doesn't protect the relationship. It only delays the pain. Hope is beautiful, but when it replaces reality, it becomes denial. Learning to see clearly requires courage. Ask yourself, if my friend told me this story, what advice would I give them? Usually, you already know the answer. You deserve relationships that bring peace, not confusion. Don't lower your standards just to keep someone close. Real connection never demands that you lose yourself to keep it. The longer you ignore red flags, the louder they get. So listen early and trust what you see. How can emotional awareness protect you? Emotional awareness is your inner compass. It helps you understand what your feelings are trying to tell you. Sadness, stress, or discomfort aren't just random emotions, they're signals. When someone makes you feel uneasy, it's your body whispering, "Something's wrong." Instead of pushing those feelings away, pause and name them. Say to yourself, "I feel disrespected," or "I feel drained." Naming your emotions gives you power. It helps you respond calmly instead of reacting in confusion. Manipulative people often take advantage of emotional chaos. But when you understand your own emotions, they can't easily control you. Emotional clarity protects your peace. It helps you make decisions based on truth, not guilt or fear. So listen to your feelings. They are your built-in warning system, guiding you away from danger and towards self-respect. Why is consistency the true test of character? Anyone can act kind or polite for a short time, but true character shows through consistency. Watch how someone behaves when life isn't easy, when they're tired, stressed, or not getting what they want. Do they stay respectful and kind, or do they change completely? That's when the mask slips. Consistency means a person's words and actions stay aligned, no matter the situation. It's not about being perfect, it's about being genuine. Red flags often appear when people show kindness only when it benefits them. Pay attention to patterns over time. Do they keep promises? Do they treat you well both in public and private? Real character is steady, not selective. Remember, time reveals everything. When you give someone enough time, their true nature always comes to light. The best way to see someone clearly is simply to watch, not rush. What role does self-respect play in spotting red flags? Self-respect is the foundation of healthy relationships. It teaches you what to accept and what to reject. When you respect yourself, you stop chasing approval from people who don't value you. You stop making excuses for bad behavior because you know your worth. Many people overlook red flags because they fear being alone. But self-respect reminds you that peace is better than fake love. It's okay to walk away when something doesn't feel right. You don't need to explain or apologize for protecting yourself. Each time you choose peace over drama, you raise your standards. Self-respect helps you attract people who match your energy and treat you with care. Remember, how you treat yourself sets the example for how others will treat you. If you believe you deserve respect, you'll never settle for less. How can you heal after dealing with toxic people? Healing after toxic relationships takes time, patience, and honesty. The first step is to accept what happened without blaming yourself. You did your best with what you knew. Now it's time to grow stronger. When you've been around manipulative or controlling people, it's normal to feel confused or even guilty. But remember, their behavior was a reflection of them, not you. Spend time alone to reconnect with your peace. Do things that calm your mind. Walk, journal, listen to music, or talk to someone you trust. Healing isn't about revenge, it's about recovery. Each day, remind yourself that you deserve kindness and stability. Slowly, the pain fades and wisdom remains. The best lesson you can take is this: never lose your softness, but always keep your boundaries. Every experience teaches you how to choose better next time. How do you stay open while staying protected? After getting hurt, it's easy to close your heart, but true strength is staying open with wisdom. You can trust again, love again, and connect again, just more carefully this time. Staying open doesn't mean ignoring red flags. It means learning from them. Observe actions, listen deeply, and let time reveal truth. Don't rush to trust, and don't fear connection. Not everyone is out to harm you. There are still good, kind, emotionally healthy people out there. The key is balance, being aware without being afraid. Your experiences have made you wiser, not colder. Keep your heart soft, but your eyes open. Protect your peace, trust your instincts, and remember, you deserve relationships that feel calm, respectful, and real. And as you grow in English, you're also growing in emotional intelligence, learning not just words, but life. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss the next lesson. Your support means so much. It keeps this space alive and growing. With love, thank you for being here, and I can't wait to continue this journey with you.